My name is John Bolerjack, and for the last 4 years of Stan Lee's life, I was his assistant, his confidant, but most importantly, his friend. Stan spent his final years enduring mistreatment, manipulation, and betrayal at the hands of a few very bad actors. At the time, I didn't have the power to stop it, but I did have a camera, and I filmed everything. Now I'm asking for your help to finish the film and finally get justice for Stan.
My bullshit detector is going off. I think this guy's full of it. I'm sorry if you guys love Stan Lee. I love Stan Lee too, what he did for Marvel. But this project, this documentary, I think we need to talk about this real quick. So this gentleman right here, John Bolerjack, is making a documentary called Stan Lee, The Final Chapter. Claims that he was Stan Lee's assistant, his best friend, his confidant, all that stuff. And in this documentary, he is going to expose some of the financial backers, some of the Hollywood hands that took part in the exploitation and elderly abuse of Stan Lee in his final years. Judging by the few clips we were shown in the teaser, I can believe that the elderly abuse of Stan Lee did go on, and if so, then those abusers, those men, should be brought to justice. Listen, I think it's admirable of this man to want to bring justice to Stan Lee and basically expose his abusers and, let people know what is going on behind the scenes in Hollywood. But here's where I think this guy is actually full of shit for actually trying to do this. First of all, the teaser states that Stan Lee faced this elderly abuse during the last 4 years of his life. And Stan Lee died in 2018, which means that he was enduring this abuse as early as 2014, 10 years ago. This abuse started in 2014. Why are we just now hearing about it in 2025? 7 years after he's already been laid to rest. Listen, I understand he felt powerless at the time when he was alive because he's just an assistant. I understand that. If you didn't come out with this information while Stan Lee was alive, I understand. If you did want to come forward with this information even a year after he passed because it may have been too soon, I even understand that too. This is right around the time when Stan Lee's former business partner and co-creator of Marvel, Jack Kirby, was announced to be getting his own documentary. You can't at all be surprised that people are going to have questions regarding the timing of all of this. This article was dropped on March 5th, 2025. And then 6 days later, this trailer drops. Brother, that's really coincidental. But again, we're gonna chop that up to a coincidence. Even if it's 6 days off, maybe it's a coincidence, right? It'd be one thing if it was just like a, hey, this documentary's coming soon, guys. Just letting you guys know it's dropping like in the next couple months, couple weeks, whatever. But in the video, he says, I need your help. And then at the very end of the video, you see Stan Lee, The Final Chapter on Kickstarter. Why exactly do you need my money to expose footage that you already have? But let's play along here real quick. Okay, how much money do you exactly need just to finish this documentary? This man already raised $63,000. That sounds like a good amount of money, right? But no, he needs $300,000. You need $300,000 to finish this documentary? Okay, let's scroll down a little bit. What will the money allow us to do? Yes, I'm curious. Our production and post-production costs, paying our crew, feeding them, equipment rental, soundstage space, set construction, casting, wardrobe, hair and makeup, editing, music composition, visual effects, color correction. Are you making a fucking movie or a documentary? What is all this stuff? Is this supposed to be the expose of abusers or an Academy Award-winning production? This is how you know Hollywood has corrupted some people. Because why the fuck is all this needed for you to expose footage that you've had in your back pocket for 10 years? At the last thing, at the very end, it says legal fees. Legal fees is the last thing you're concerned about. I'm sorry, I would like to think that legal fees will be your first concern, because why else would you be waiting this late in the game to tell us all this information you could have told us a month after this man passed? Most of the things you inquired about for this documentary, you realistically did not need any of that. You already have the footage and you already have eyewitness accounts to do the documentaries. I understand you might have to pay some people to come in and do talk pieces and talk about their experience. I understand you might need to pay those people. I can understand maybe you're not an editor yourself. Maybe you don't know how to edit videos. You might need to pay somebody to do that for you. I can even understand lighting and sound mixing. I can understand all of that. But visual effects for fucking what? Dr. Doom gonna make a cameo in this movie? Like, what do you need visual effects for? What do you need hair and makeup and wardrobe for? right underneath of your trailer on YouTube, there was another video by a creator called Stan Lee Was Abused. This video is 4 minutes long, and it basically already tells you some of the stuff that happened to him in his final days. So this is barely new information. Like, this information's already out there about what potentially happened to Stan Lee. What's new information is the footage, the proof, the truth. That is new information. As a content creator myself, if you have all of that, if you have all the video footage and all that, you could have literally just paid an editor to make that video for you and dropped it on YouTube. You didn't need all this other. You could have just dropped this video on YouTube, and I guarantee you, people would have watched the video. I have seen content creators with much smaller followings than me create high quality, high produced think pieces and documentaries of their own. And you mean to tell me you need $300,000 to put this together? Bullshit. If you were that concerned with bringing Stan Lee's abusers to justice, then you would have not made a documentary that isn't even worth 10% of what you're asking people to pay for to help you finish it. Had he kept it low rent and low production and paid someone really well to edit that video together and uploaded it to YouTube, and then Marvel or someone stepped in to try to sue him, and then he made a Kickstarter to cover the legal fees, oh, I would have been 100% down to fund your project to help you pay off legal fees. You're asking me to pay for something that could potentially happen to you. Bro, get out of my face. This guy has 26 days to go to make $300,000, and he's already made a little over, like, what, 20% of that. My question is, what's going to happen if we get to day 0 and you didn't make all that money back? Are you just going to scrap the documentary? What happens if you don't reach your goal in the next 30 days? That's my question. You already put the trailer out. You already set the table. You can't just, like, not do it if you don't make the money. I feel like you got to work with what you got at this point. For all the hard work you put into this, I seriously hope it turns out well. I understand all the backlash you're getting right now. You deserve that too. Because if you were truly Stan Lee's friend and you truly cared that much about this man and not about all the other potential profit and all the other potential fame and admiration you can get from making this documentary, you would have went about this a different way. And that's all I got to say about that. What do you guys think? Comment down below. Let me know.